Hello, Carrie here with the Spiritually Nurtured Mother. I am the Spiritually Nurtured Mother. And Facebook has changed a little bit the way you go live, so that's why I am not on here right at noon because I had to set all of that up. I didn't realize all the different things. So I don't know of anyone coming, so I'll just get started, I think. Still practicing with all of this. That's also why I'm using the headset because I am gonna, I guess, purchase a microphone or something like that. Well, I hope that anyone who wants to watch this can get access to it and can see and hear it just fine. I don't even think you can check your audio before, but they have all these other things that you can set up. So, do you have the relationship you want with your child or your children? I don't think you can see anymore if people are on or not. I don't even know. Um, I know that for me, when I knew I was going to become a mother, I, I began to cultivate and develop this ideal relationship that I wanted to have with my daughter. I had a feeling of what I wanted it to feel like. Do you have that? Do you have, or did you, maybe when your child was an infant, did you have a feeling of what you wanted your relationship to be like? And do you have that kind of relationship? Do you have the kind of connection that you want with your child or your children? Or are you getting frustrated, agitated, irritated, fill in the blank, with their non cooperation? I mean, it is frustrating, isn't it? The way you might have to say something more than one time or, repeatedly get their attention in order for them to even hear you. I can remember being that way actually as a kid, being so focused on something that the outside world, I couldn't even hear it or interact with it. And I know I'm still that way. And that's the way my daughter is. So I have to really pointedly, gently touch her or do something to get her attention before I ask her to do anything. Otherwise, I'm going to be repeating myself. And so when that happens, when you're getting agitated or frustrated or irritated, can you turn yourself and the situation around from there so that it's more calm and loving as you continue going throughout your day or your routine? If you're going a bedtime routine, for example, or does it escalate? And your frustration and agitation then becomes their frustration and agitation. And you can feel like this back and forth where it's just building and building and building. I'm sure you felt that with adults before. It comes with children too. And your energy, as I've mentioned before, directly influences the energy, the overall climate in your home, like how it just feels when you wake up, when you walk in. That's what I'm talking about. But it also, in the moment, can, I know it does with me and my daughter, can affect the way your child, the energy of your child. And so if you're having trouble turning yourself or that situation around from there so that it's more calming and loving, um, that's where I come in. Or I can share with you what I've done in order to remain calm and hold that love for my daughter. Because as you may have experienced, and I know I have experienced, when I'm frustrated and I show that frustration, and then my daughter starts getting frustrated, and that escalates, and me tossing that frustration and building it is essentially what we're doing. And you can do that with positive feelings too, but this is with a negative, and you can build that negative up, right? And then what happens? Maybe it blows up. um, I don't know, it depends on what happens. Maybe you walk away. Maybe at that point you are able to go, okay, this is leading edge out of control. I leading to the edge of control, I'm going to walk away. Wherever it goes from there, whatever point it is, it's now out of control. It's out of your control. Your executive brain function is no longer there. You are in the fight or flight, and you have to do something. Take some deep breaths, go for a walk. You have to do something in order to get yourself back in the executive function. And what's your child doing in that whole time? Is your child calming down? So it's something to think about. And if you would like your control back, that control back, and handle this non-compliance or non-cooperation from your child even better, because as you may know, as a parent, it's not going away. It's who they are. They are here every second. Everything your child says, every behavior they have is here in discovering, it is there in discovering and exploring who they are as people and how to be in this world. And they are constantly, because they're constantly exploring, they're constantly going to test boundaries. And that's boundaries with how they can behave, how they can treat you, what they can say to each other, to you. And so it's up to us as parents, amidst this exploration, to be a warm, compassionate, loving, and guiding light that never wavers. They always, we want to be that light, that steady light, so they always know where it is and that it's there. It's that it's always there for them. It's unconditional, right? We want them to feel our unconditional love. I know for me as a parent, I want Isabella, I want my daughter to always be able to come and talk to me. And if I have that communication open, if I don't shut her down and tell her not right now, or go away, or whatever it may be, that I could say, if I allow her to have that open communication with me, and if I allow her to express her feelings to me, then she will continue to do that. And that's, a couple things that I really, really want to have with my daughter as she grows older, because she's going to be getting into teenage years, and I want her to continue expressing her feelings and talking with me. And so that's the kind of bond I want to have with my child. And so, do you have the type of bond with your child you want? Do you know what you desire? What type of bond you desire? Are you so lost right now in the moment that you don't even know where the light is, how to get to the type of bond you want from where you are? I was there. I knew I had that picture in my mind of the kind of relationship, the kind of bond I wanted with my child. And then real life happened, right? And I got so on a cycle of anxiety and frustration that I didn't know how to get off that cycle. I mean, when you're being triggered and you're just going into this, experiencing anxiety on multiple levels, multiple times a day, you're like stuck in that cycle. I know I was. But I figured I found the light and I found my way out, and I just am here to share that information with you so that you may also find the light, so that you may begin to cultivate the connection you want to have with your child and have the relationship you want with your child. That's why I'm here. I was, as I was saying, not only full of anxiety and frustration, I was irritable, overwhelmed, confused, so confused. I went from that and constantly in battle with my daughter. She didn't cooperate hardly at all. Um, and I went from that to having more clarity, more groundedness, more assurance, more calm. And now my heart is open more. I'm more loving, and I'm coming from my heart in my relationship with my daughter instead of up here. That is one key. Is I was very much up here all the time. And when you're up here, then you're listening to your stories that are playing, you're believing, you have these beliefs that have been passed down with perhaps the way your child should behave or the way you should behave as a parent. And so for me, I know I had to disconnect from all of that and release a lot of that and come here because I want to have a heart centered relationship with my daughter. So, if that is something that you desire, if you know that that is something you want in your relationship, please reach out to me. That way we can talk, have a conversation, and connect with each other to know if I can be of service. I would like that. The key, like I said, is you are not going, those behaviors are not going away. Your child's not going to magically start cooperating one day. I mean, it's just not who they are as kids. Yes, there are times when you'll have more cooperation than you used to, more compliance than you used to. I do believe in that. Um, I do believe that as you build up these sweet moments in between you and your child, as you engage with them, when they are seeking engagement with you, I do believe there are certain ways and certain things you can do to continue to build and cultivate that connection. But trust me, the non-cooperation is not going away. Again, it's they're going to constantly push boundaries because it's their exploration as a human, as being here on this earth with these other people, among all these things, they're figuring it out. I mean, come on. I'm 45. I'm still figuring it out. So, of course, a child is still figuring it out. But it was also really important to me that my child remain connected to their inner being, to who they are, and to source. So, to me, the key is when my daughter exhibits behavior that I don't like or I would rather her not have, um, then those are the moments when she needs the most guidance and she needs to feel my warmth and love. So, how can I be there to hold the space for her and to show her guidance and to let her feel my warmth and love if I'm getting all pissed off, if I'm getting agitated and irritated, if I'm not present in the moment with her and what she needs, but I'm focused on my trauma and my belief systems playing in my head, so I'm reacting to her behavior based on some belief that I can control her every behavior. That was a big belief system of mine, was I believed I could control my daughter. No, no, I realized the fallacy in that belief and I released that belief. There's no way I can. And so, since I can be present with her in her behavior, then I can be that guiding light, that forever beacon, emanating warmth and love to her, letting her know that I am there unconditionally. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope this is of help to some of you mothers from my heart. I hope that you may connect with your children during this time we have to hold and shine the light within ourselves so that the light may reach our children